It is time to figure out who will be playing for a state championship at the Unidome. I'm pumped. Class 4A has been a ton of fun all year round. We got some incredible matchups this week. Again, my name is Cadenus, and I'm bringing you our rankers picks. These are not my picks. I've got our rankers explanations right in front of me. We'll get to that. But I want to say before we get going, drop a comment as I go. As I'm picking these games, I want you to pick who you think is going to win for all 4 games. Those who get it right, I'll give you a shout out next week in that video where we're going to pick the dome games and do all our dome coverage. So be sure to leave a comment, pick your 4 winners. You get it right, you'll get a shout out. Nevertheless, want to thank you guys all for following IAfootball all season long. First year, it's been a whirlwind. This is my first year with IA Sports. I'm having a ton of fun. You guys are blowing it up. You guys are making me look good, so I appreciate it. And IAfootball is not going anywhere. I just got to say that. You'll see me at the dome all week next week. Come say hi, Cade. I'll have some stickers. I appreciate you guys. Don't feel like you're burdening me. I love talking to people, love meeting new people around the community and around the state. I'm not going anywhere. IA Sports isn't going anywhere. So I want to meet as many people as I can and kind of connect with everybody and hand some stickers out like the one you see on my computer here. I'll try and bring as many as I can. So you might want to say hi to me quick because I might run out pretty fast. Nevertheless, though, let's get right into it. 8 teams remain. I've done this every round of playoff predictions. 8 teams remain. Win this game, you're off to the dome. Simple as that. You'll be reseeded. Not sure exactly when. I'm assuming it'd be this weekend when we'll know who's playing who in the semis. We'll have coverage then, obviously. But our ranker, how about this? 7-1 last week. Not too shabby for our 4A ranker. He's going to try and repeat this and keep up his good record. And that starts with North Scott and Western Dubuque. 2 teams very familiar with each other, dating back to 2016. They're 5-5, and this is a rematch from Week 4 that Western Dubuque won 31-24. Both teams have a loss to Sierra Xavier on the year. North Scott dominated in the round 1, as did Western Dubuque. Western Dubuque is looking for their first trip back to the Dome since they won it in 2019. North Scott is looking for back-to-back trips. This will be a physical game with bad intentions, as our ranker puts it. Ooh, as these 2 teams do not like each other one bit. Want to give a shout out to Grant Gloucester. I got his name written down. I kind of go through and write stats that I see for potential posts. I just don't have any pictures of you, Grant. So if you want to DM me pictures of you playing, I'd love to post some graphics of you because you're having an incredible year. How about 36 attempts for 297 and 5 touchdowns last week? Holy cow. That dude's been putting up insane numbers all year. He's going to be doing with Kyler Girardi. Looks like he's back and somewhat healthy. I saw him in the stat book in their win, so that's good. Happy he's back, and that sets up what's going to be a ton of fun between number 7 and number 1. I believe that's the RPI rankings, if I'm not mistaken. Those 2 teams are like number 1 and number 4 or 5 in our IAfootball rankings. So without further ado, who's our ranker going with? 24-21 is the score. He's going with Western Dubuque to get their second victory. The number 1 team that's kind of solidified themselves. He's going with them to pick up their 10th victory, move to 10-1, and move off to the Uni Dome. That one's going to be a ton of fun, though. I think that one's really a coin flip, and I think he'd agree with me if I said that. Moving on to Pod B, though, another rematch, and this one is fun. ADM and Lewis Central. I was at this one way back in week 5, 6, something like that. Brevin Dole got hurt. Aiden Flora put on a show. Brady Hetzel, Curtis Whitty, Camden Cross had a big day. Just incredible stars across this one. High scoring, I'm assuming, and it was last time. And I'll get into what our ranker says here. These 2 teams both appeared in the semifinals a year ago. Lewis Central in Class 4A, ADM in Class 3A. Also a rematch from Week 3. There we go. That Lewis Central won 38-31. ADM struggled to end the season while Lewis Central breezed through their district. Junior quarterback Brady Hetzel is looking to lead Lewis Central back to the Dome for the 3rd straight season. Flora will be looking for back-to-back trips with ADM. ADM has not beat Lewis Central since 2012. And our ranker is going with history to repeat itself. He's going with Lewis Central at home to beat ADM. That one's gonna be a ton of fun. He's got 31-14, so he's kind of envisioning a little bit of a blowout here. But I will say, don't count Aiden Flora out. Lewis Central, I've had a ton of fun filming them. I've worked for the Iowa High School Athletic Association at the Dome for the last 2 years. I've seen plenty of Lewis Central football. A big fan of them. Jalen Humpall, and obviously Fedoni. So they're just tons of stars in that one. Cam Rad, obviously, at UNI. I've had a ton of fun covering Lewis Central. ADM, obviously, a fireworks. So I know these 2 teams pretty well. That one's going to be a ton of fun, and definitely one that I'm considering going to. Not sure yet. We'll see. where I find myself this Friday night. Moving on, though. Pod C, Bonnarant, Farrar, and Glenwood. As far as bound will go back, these two teams have not met. Glenwood will be led by the passing attack of their senior quarterback, Caden Anderson. Glenwood is looking to get back to the Unidome for the first time since 2016 and only the third time in school history. Jordan Ryle will look to lead Bonnarant to the Unidome for the first time. Bonnarant is without two of their best players, but they avenged their loss to Pella and seem to have found their new identity. Let me tell you, shout out to Bonnarant for our. I know you guys watch this. I know I get comments from Bonnarant for our kids all the time. You guys do an incredible job. Blue Jay Digital, huge fan of you guys. I will go out and say they are the best student-led social media in the entire state of Iowa. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Student-led, Blue Jay Digital, go check them out. They do incredible work covering their schools, all sports, all activities. They do incredible work. We're here to talk football. I will say, if Bonnarant Farrar can find a way to get this done, I got to give a ton of props to them. Losing Titus Cram, losing Pfaltzgraff, those are two huge losses. And if they're able to scrap their way to the Unidome, that is an incredible coaching job and an incredible, just way to will themselves by those players still playing. And they got some studs left. Jordan Ryle, Caleb Moore, I believe is his name. He had a huge day. He had 309 rushing yards last week against Pella in a game where not many were picking him. I know we didn't. So they have their bulletin board material. An incredible win last week at home over Pella, who, they've had some tough luck against recently. And our ranker is going with the Blue Jays in this one. Bonnarant Farrar, 27-24 is his pick. Goes on the road, picks up a win at Glenwood. Really good game. Those are two pretty evenly matched teams, I'd say. This one's going to be close, and this one's going to come down to the wire. Who can win in the fourth quarter? I think that's who wins that game right there. Pod D, Xavier and North Polk. This one, another really, really fun one. As far as bound will go back, another game where we got two teams who have not met. So we got two rematches and two matches where these teams kind of know nothing about each other. Xavier will be led by quarterback Ronan Thomas, who has 1,400 passing yards this season. Xavier's looking to make their fourth trip in a row to the semifinals. If you didn't see, they pulled out a thriller against Indianola last week. A crazy 2-minute, basically a 1-minute drill. They pulled off a fourth and 27 from their own 10. Ronan Thomas had a big scramble, and they hit a little dump pass to score and beat Indianola by 6. Looked like an incredible game. And, just one of those teams that just finds a way to win, and that's what Xavier did last week. On the other hand, North Polk, they'll be led by quarterback junior BJ Tate, who has 1,000 passing yards this season. North Polk squeaked by Ballard 17-14, avenging one of their two losses this season. They lost to them 7-6 earlier in the year, so they avenged that one. North Polk is seeking their first trip to the Dome since 2010, and our ranker is going with the home team here, the Comets, North Polk, to beat Xavier, head back to the Unidome. I think Xavier has shown their weaknesses at some point. North Polk obviously has both teams with 2 losses, so no one's perfect, no one's gettable. Number 6 versus number 4 in the IHSAA RPI, I believe, in this one. So that one's going to be another fun one. So our ranker, if he picked this correctly, it would be Western Dubuque, Lewis Central, Bonnarant Farrar, and North Polk. So again, those are your Class 4A picks for each game this week. Be sure to drop a comment. Let us know your picks. Like I said, I'll be looking at the comments. I'm sure you guys will be enjoying this video. Class 4A videos always do well. Share this with a buddy. Share this with a teammate. Share this with a parent, and let them know that IA Sports, we're the coverage, we're the place to be for IA football, for Iowa high school football coverage. You'll see me at the Dome walking around with the camera. Say hi. I'll hand you a sticker. Check out the rest of our rankings, and I'll see you later.